What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and today we're looking at regional fakes that should be in the Scarlet and Violet DLC. This is one of the coolest things they've ever introduced. It's a Pokemon that by pure coincidence looks like another Pokemon. People also call this Convergent forms, and of course with the recent reveal of Sinisty's are fake, which is called Poltergeist, I want to show you guys a bunch more. And let's start off with Poltergeist. So this is a long story, but there's an idea going around that Poltergeist might evolve to coincidentally look like another Pokemon. And since it absorbs things with its matcha powder, and it has this little keystone base just like Spiritomb does, you get a concept like this. Of course it doesn't make any sense, but it's Poltergeist evolving to coincidentally look like Spiritomb. I always thought if something like Spiritomb were to get an R fake, that it would be like a normal type. It'd be a completely innocent and peaceful Pokemon as opposed to what Spiritomb is. This idea is also believed by interpreting Riddler Ku's riddles in a certain way. None of this is really confirmed, it's just a fun idea, but it's pretty funny to see. But something that is confirmed, or I should say scrapped, is including now Sinisty, there was a fourth regional fake programmed into the game and then scrapped. It's Magikarp. If you go into the game's files, at the very bottom when referencing the regional fakes, we have the names for Wiglet and Wugtrio, and in Toadstool and Toadscroll's place, they wrote Oka Kingu and Oka Gyarados. Now, Magikarp's name in Japanese is Koi Kingu. Koi King. This said with the Japanese accent. And funny enough, Gyarados' Japanese name is still Gyarados. So what these names are saying is Oka Magikarp and Oka Gyarados. To help us better understand this, let's take it back to Wiglet and Wugtrio. Diglett's name in Japanese is Diguda, and then Dugtrio's name in Japanese is Daguturio, you know, said how you would expect. So remember, Diguda and Torio. Now to swap to their fakes, their names are Umi Diguda and Umi Torio, and Umi means the ocean in Japan. So it's Ocean Diglett and Ocean Wugtrio. So if we look at Oka Kingu and Oka Gyarados, Oka means, and this would explain how their design is supposed to look, it means hill. So it's a Magikarp and Gyarados that would have lived on the land. Reading this, it's very obvious there was a regional fake Magikarp and Gyarados. They're gone from the game. And if they made it as far as being in the code, their designs probably even exist. If people like Riddler Ku, the Chinese Riddler, saw early versions of the game, maybe he knows what it looks like. I couldn't find anyone who drew a regional fake Magikarp, but this one hits the nail even with its name. Tragikarp. Sorry, it's a rock type. It explains itself. Even as a regional fake, it's useless. It's a tragic magic. It has nothing to do with Magikarp. It just looks like it, but it's just as tragic. Tragikarp can be found scattered around arid, dry lands. It barely ever moves, and it feeds on minerals and spices that are seldom found in sandstorms. Okay, chill. That's Larvitar's job. Imagine this. So he's coughing up some dirt. This sucker will get kicked too and evolve. I mean, it's not much, it's just perfect. So I wanted to bring this up because if the development of this regional fake made it this far in, it's pretty easy for them to just throw in effortlessly in the first or second DLC. Since Gyarados is a super fan favorite Pokemon, it makes sense that they didn't want to throw it in the first wave of regional fakes. They wanted to ease us in with less hyped Pokemon. I can totally see, especially in the second DLC, that it's finally unveiled and it does come to life. The fake Magikarp and Gyarados. There's also another cool idea where sometimes if you're playing the game, you'll see this artwork of a superhero with Magikarp colors and the whiskers. It looks like a Palafin. So some people on Twitter have some fun ideas. So I want to show you some. For example, here's Light on Twitter who says, imagine if it's a counterpart to Palafin. And so they introduced Palafin and made us wait to later meet this weird superhero Magikarp. Of course, that takes a much different design. That looks like a Magikarp that actually has legs and is walking around on land, probably upright. But it would be pretty funny if the fake Gyarados is a land superhero and it clashes with Palafin, who's the sea superhero. I know, it would be it would be the biggest disgrace to Gyarados to make this man walking upright and punching people. But this is Gamefreak. What do you think they're gonna do? Look at Suicune and Raikou. You think they're not in the business of turning everything goofy? This next one is one I'm really a fan of, and it has to do with the Pokemon Mawayo. So what Mawayo is it's this little cute looking Pokemon that intentionally lures Pokemon in and then snaps them with its big jaw. And the jaw is actually its horn. it formed out of where its horn would be. That's why when it mega evolves, it has 2 of them. I always thought that if Mawayo were to get a regional fake, that its jaw would be the actual face this time and it just looks like Mawayo, but this is a take where it stays just as carnivorous and it's a plant. It's a Venus flytrap that grows in pots and it does the same snappy behavior. This one looks like it would have a pre-evolution of some root Pokemon, something even Mawayo doesn't get. Funny enough, this would be a Convergent Pokemon because it's learned the same behaviors as Mawayo. The other ones are coincidences. This one is pretty converging. I guess if I were to guess its typing, you can't go wrong with just pure grass. But if you want that dual type, it could be grass poison or grass dark. So I've actually saved a really fun idea for the end to just make you think about the potential in regional fakes. And here it is. It is a regional fake of Scraggy, but wait for it, okay? There's something here. It's called Scraggaroo. And remember, this has nothing to do with Scraggy. By pure coincidence, it just looks like one. And it even has its pants down like one. So it's listed as a normal ground type. And if you can tell by its name, it's a kangaroo. It's a scrappy, pants saggy kangaroo. And when it evolves, you're gonna love it. So remember, what regional fakes are coincidences. It's Gamefreak just having fun. But you can tell funny stories when you actually choose to make them converge. So when Scraggaroo evolves, it evolves into Scrafgaroo like this. Now you see what's going on. So by being completely unrelated to Scraggy and being a kangaroo, it actually is the same way as Kangaskhan. It has the baby in its pouch. It's perfect. So this goes in hand with the Spiritomb idea I shared at the start of this video, where the base Pokemon looks like one species we know, but it evolves to look like another species we know. But the best part about this design is they made use of Scrafty always having to pull its pants up, where they spun it to here where it's like a pouch where the baby would be. In fact, Gamefreak could even start mixing worlds and say that Scrafgaroo is distantly related to Kangaskhan, which just complicates things, but it's hilarious. This is what I want Gamefreak to eventually get to. Once you get your feet wet a bit, the confusion kind of just goes away. I could imagine if they ever were to reveal this in an official trailer, that they also reveal baby Kangaskhan as a separate Pokemon and show all 4 of them playing together. Kangaskhan is one of the odd spots in Pokemon where you can hatch a level 1 Kangaskhan out of an egg and it just comes with the baby. Now that we know Gamefreak is going back and correcting a lot of Pokemon and adding to them, regardless of the R fakes, expanding Kangaskhan's baby to be its own Pokemon is definitely on their to-do list. I'm gonna call it quits here. Make sure y'all shank that like button and tell me a regional fake idea you have. A Pokemon that totally should get one. I have a lot more of these I gathered. I found the best ones I could, so I'll show you those next time, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.